In this video, we're going to discuss the calendar that is found within the Zoho mail app. If you toggle to your left hand side, if you click this button calendar, you're in your calendar view. I don't actually use this for creating tasks, but it's worth a mention in the time management video. So firstly, sales rep sees customers, and that's one of the main priorities of the sales rep, is to be out there visiting customers, one of the main activities, so to speak. And you may have watched the other videos on how to actually create appointments and use the booking app, and that is marked up in your calendar. Also, if we have any local or any events happening within the company, we generally create tasks. Like we have this cookout on Friday that's coming up, and the sales meetings and other trainings. So if you are part of a meeting that somebody's creating, they will add it to the calendar, and your calendar is blocked off for that accordingly. But we also have some tasks to accomplish, and some of the tasks that could arise as from a salesperson is making appointments. You need to create that as a task and get that done. I remember in the first video I talked about putting on your tasticles and look at everything as a task, looking at it from a task view. Making appointments is a task. Now, if it's in your mind and you think you have to do it, and it's only a matter of when you're going to sit down and actually get this done, it doesn't always get done. And this is a problem that sales reps have had in the past. For things like making appointments and also reading up on products, I spoke about spending time to go over a product like a -150 freezer. These tasks take time, and you need to allocate time for these tasks. This is part of time management. Using your calendar can be handy in this example. I'm looking at my calendar now for this week, and you can obviously, with your calendar, you can choose to view your colleagues, and if you can toggle between these buttons, and you can untick them, so it's pretty simple. So for example, I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to untick everybody else's appointments, and I'm just going to leave my appointments so I can see what I have to do alone. So right now, these are things that I need to do. So now I have an understanding of what my week looks like, what my next week looks like, and what the week after that looks like. By understanding how much available time I have, I can understand how to prioritize tasks and long-term tasks. For example, things that are going to take me a while to do, read up on a -150 freezer. Sometimes we could have a busy week and we can be on the road a lot, and we have not gotten enough time to spend to follow up on customers. Add it to your calendar. Mark this time off. Mark half a day off for follow-ups in your calendar. Get in the habit of doing that. If you do that, and if you follow my training in the videos to come when I speak about daily routine, then you will actually get it done in the time. How often do we think that I'm going to call customers tomorrow and follow up, and you never get it done? How often do you think that, no, I'll make appointments tomorrow, and you make 1 or 2 phone calls and nothing gets done? So sometimes you just need to block off your calendar and only do that. When I block off my calendar, for example, if I had to, right now I'm making training videos. I actually haven't put it in my calendar yet, but this is the only thing I'm doing right now. I'm not stopping between the training videos and answering emails or taking even calls at this point. And the problem with sales reps is that there's a lot of things to do, and there's a lot of things coming to you at once. So you're getting bombarded with all these different possible tasks, and it gets a little bit worse if you start viewing things with a task view, like with your tasticles. If you think of creating everything into tasks, it might be even worse after that, because you feel there's a lot coming at you. Sometimes you just need to stop and focus, and this is where your calendar comes in, especially when it comes to making appointments, doing follow-ups, and reading on products. You need to block off time in your calendar and make sure you focus on that. If you're doing follow-ups, you could block off an hour or two, and in that time, don't even read your emails. Just be on the phone and just phone customers. Obviously, you shouldn't not read emails for more than an hour or two. I think maybe you should, for an extended period of time, more than 2 hours, I don't think you should not check messages or read emails. I think maybe that could be the limit, because something might be very important. But getting to the habit of blocking your calendar off and focusing and knocking these tasks off.